Hi everyone, welcome again to True Crime Tuesday. I'm bringing a story to you tonight about 6 lives that were lost due to the deceit, violence, manipulation, and perversion of so called respectable people in society who seem to think that abusing young women is just another thing that entertains them. The story is heart wrenching as it is disturbing. Who is Sarah Cindy White? She is Indiana's longest serving female prisoner who was convicted in 1976 in connection with the death of 6 members of a Greenwood family that she worked for as a teenager. Sarah Cindy was hired to look after their 4 kids while the Robertsons went to work. She was their live-in nanny. The prison term given to Cindy is considered unfair by experts like former FBI criminal profiler and criminologist Candice DeLong, who studied the case carefully. Let's look at Cindy's life. She was a depressed child, sexually abused by her own father for many years. As a result of the trauma of this abuse, Cindy developed physical numbness in her left leg. She had been in hospital for a long time being treated for this condition, which was diagnosed as a disease caused by severe emotional trauma, as stress-related hormones can affect the limbic system. Once she was released from hospital, she went home and found out that both her parents had died. Cindy was now an orphan. Mrs. Robertson came across this young girl and saw how good she was with children. The Robertsons offered Cindy a live-in nanny job to take care of their kids Michael 7, Dale 6, Gary 5, and Sissy 4. Let's go back a little. Cindy did settle down to work for the Robertsons. However, the kids' dad, Charles Robertson, who she looked up to as a father figure, had started taking an inappropriate interest in the 18-year-old, telling her how pretty she was and inviting her to watch porn with him. His sick behavior went on even further. He did the unspeakable by getting her in the nude, taking pictures, using her for sex, and manipulating her to believe that he loved her. This messed up the emotionally broken teenager, feeling that she was attractive and loved. Devious monsters who are sexual predators are usually known to be very good at using and abusing vulnerable, disturbed young people and making them fall victim to their ugly lifestyle. Cindy has told how she was forced by Charles Robertson to perform sexual acts with a dog while he and his friends watched and took pictures of her. One day, according to Cindy, while she was naked with Robertson, his wife had arrived home early and she joined them and they all performed sexual acts together. This sick, dark saga went on and Cindy wanted out. Then, her grandmother's home had caught fire a few days before the 31st of December 1975. No one was burnt or hurt, but the house became unlivable. Cindy had got the idea from that incident. She had thought that she would set fire to the Robertsons' house, and then if she made it unlivable, she would have the chance to escape them. There had been another horrific incident that took place before this. Cindy had told the Robertsons that she was leaving. They were in a rage, and they locked her up in a room. Charles Robertson, who had decided to punish her further, went to the garage, brought a little kitten, and then came into the room they had locked her in and broke the head of the kitten in front of her, telling that she would meet with the same fate if she ever thought of leaving. Imagine a young, emotionally weakened, damaged, and abused girl's mental state at the time. She thought of setting the house on fire and alerting the family on time so they could all get out. No one was meant to die, she claims. Cindy just wanted out, and I think we all should understand what trauma she must have been going through. If I could start a fire, make it unlivable, I could go away and forget all about the abuse. Her words. A young woman molested as a kid by her own father for years and then falling prey to perpetrators who used her to satisfy their perversion was dealing with issues no teenager should be asked to deal with, no living being should be asked to deal with. The orphan teenager, already broken and damaged as a kid, being used and sexually assaulted by the Robertsons, thought of a plan to get out of this horrific situation. Cindy loved the 4 kids. She was taking care of them, and she did not want anyone to die that night. Not even her sexual molesters. However, she created the fire and it all got out of hand. She tried to pull the children and the parents out, however, she could not save them. All 6 perished in the fire. Cindy was arrested and charged with murders and has already spent 40 years behind bars. This is a sad story of a victim of sexual abuse, and she needs to be released. And even now, she needs to get to enjoy a free life, free from sex predators, molesters, and free from being in prison. Don't you think? Charles and Carol Robertson, according to the reports, we've read a lot about them. They were sexually deviant monsters who abused a vulnerable, messed up girl. If that's true, they would have gotten life terms too in jail and well-deserving sentences. I believe Cindy White's soul got burnt too on that day, and she's a sad victim of that fire as well. In addition to the 4 young kids who perished, Cindy perished also. I believe that she should be released. What do you think? Leave your comments. See you next time. Thank you.